Hey there folks, Gizmo here and welcome to this video. So I'm trying to keep this pretty short. I kind of like doing these for weird, niche, obscure games where I just give you my first impressions because I buy a lot of this crap. I really do. I buy a lot of games that most people just never hear of. If it's niche and there's not a lot of people playing it, I usually buy it because one, I like to support smaller developers, especially like RPGs, like open world RPGs, things like that. I love them. I really do, and I like to support the developers because I want to see more games like that. Um, so I like to I like to buy and play these games, and this is one that wasn't on my radar at all. So yesterday I managed to get the platinum on Uncharted Lost Legacy, and it's not my favorite Uncharted, and I figured I'll never play it again. I've got all the other Uncharted games, so I'm probably never going to play it again. So I decided to trade it in, and I traded it in, and this was the only game in the store for the exact same price I traded it in for that I'd never seen, and I just figured, what the hell, go for it. So, and actually, I'm not that disappointed. Don't get me wrong. If I'd paid full price for this game when it came out, £40, I'd be very disappointed. But I think it was £8 for this, and it's a bargain for that price. It's not a bad game. It's, for lack of any other way of describing it, it is Dark Souls with guns. That is literally what the game is. And honestly, I'm not thinking it's like I'm not really finding much that I can really crap on for the price, to be honest. If you can get it for that price, or relatively cheap, it's a pretty good game. Don't get me wrong, I mean, there's nothing here amazing. Graphically, it's okay. Gameplay wise, it seems okay. There's a lot of bugs, there's a lot of graphical issues, sound issues, like there's a lot of other issues. Like all the guns sound the same, so if you get uh any handgun sounds like every other handgun. There's a lot of there's a lot of corners that have been cut, but for the idea of a Souls-like game that has guns, it works perfectly fine. I can't really complain. Now, I'm not too far through, but you start off in one area, and it's a very dark and gloomy area, and it's, to be fair, from what I've seen after I picked the game up and I looked into what it was, it looks like a lot of the game is very dark and gloomy, and a lot of like sci-fi corridors, and there's no real way of knowing where you're going, and you can get lost quite easily. But other than that, it's competent. I don't really have much bad that I can say for the price I paid. Do not buy this if it's more than like 10, maybe even £15, like $20 US, because it's not worth it. But for a Souls-like game, it's rather fun. Now, I have been around here, so I kind of know where all the enemies are. The fact that it's shooting, there's a lot of issues there, because, to be honest, your character doesn't really move that well, so there's very little, like, that's it for melee combat. That's it. But and there's one big issue I have, and that is you can't switch shoulders when it comes to firing the weapon. And some of the bigger enemies that are quite tough, you can kind of cheese them. Not amazingly well, but for example, if I come around here, there's a guy here that's like locked in there. I can't get him. He's behind that, but he can get me, which is weird. So like I could cheese him like around this corner pretty easily. I don't know how I'm meant to actually get him without... Whoa, he decked me then. I'm guessing I literally just have to plow up there. Now, the problem is, like I was saying, like I can pop out of this corner and get him if I could hit him, which I can't because he's hid behind that shield thing. But there's also another enemy on this side up over here, which I would be able to get pretty easily if I could switch shoulders and I could kind of head over to that part of the map and like shoot him and then pop out and get the other guy. It's not gonna happen right now. The other thing, this is another thing that I find really weird, and I kind of get, but I kind of don't like it. I can't switch weapons other than to the ones that I have equipped. So I equipped 2 weapons at the minute. I can unlock more slots later. So at the minute I have a shotgun and an assault rifle. Now as you can see I have 162 ammo and 60 ammo. They don't replenish. Like you can't pick up ammo off enemies. As far as I can tell I haven't been able to yet. The only way to replenish the ammo in these guns is to go to the obelisk, which is what basically works as a bonfire would in Dark Souls. You can come here and then you can change your weapons in here, and then you can also level up in here. And I don't know what these aspects are. Increased reload speed. Now reload speed is something that you're gonna get annoyed with. I get annoyed with the reload speed. It seems like the guns take longer to reload than they do to fire. Like if I'm, let's show you, if I'm here and I'm shooting this dude, right, that's him done. Reload. Actually that didn't take too long. Some of the weapons however just seem to take forever to reload, but that was okay. So, I mean, on a whole, I can't really complain with this game. Don't get me wrong, I mean, it's not a pretty looking game and everything in it is kind of dark and dingy and dreary looking, so don't expect, you know, the best graphics or anything like that. But on a whole, I can't complain about this game. My first impressions are pretty good. I've looked at the trophies. The trophies look okay, so it might be one that I actually even get the platinum on. But yeah, I like I said, I can't really complain. It plays clunky. I mean, it's not the best made game. There's a lot of graphical issues as well. I mean, like this. I noticed this one a few minutes ago. I mean, you literally can't see me at a few points. I'm not entirely sure what that is about, but I wonder if there's any more around here. It seems to be this ice. Wherever this ice is, it doesn't seem to be set correctly. It seems to just be like shoved on there, and there's no collision detection on it or anything. You just kind of walk through it, which, yeah, you know, I can forgive stuff like that. I'm not expecting, you know, God of War level attention to detail in this. It's a smallish game. To be fair, I've never heard of either the developer or the publisher of this game. It's developed by a company called Toadman, and it's published by Sold Out. Never heard of either of those. So you would think with games like that, like the developers you've never heard of, it would be terrible. It's not. So far, I mean, it could get horrific, but like I said, I'm kind of liking it. It's nothing special, but if you want something to just kill your time, if you want to have, I'd say it's a little easier than Dark Souls so far, although the boss fights seem like a complete pain. The first boss the first boss fight that I had was like in the training area, and the fact that you don't move that well, you're kind of clunky, it just made the boss fight very cumbersome, and I kind of died a few times. Even though the boss wasn't hard, it was just the clunkiness of the game and how awkward it was, and he would basically just kind of charge at you from the other side of the room, and it was almost impossible to get out of his way. And once he charged at you, he'd hit you to the floor, and that would take away half of your health, and then instantly, before you had time to get up or move, he would stamp on you, which would take away pretty much the other half. So if you didn't have full health before he charged at you, you would die. It was a bit of a pain. However, eventually I used some grenades that I've got in my little quick slots here, and I was able to beat him in a few seconds. It didn't take long. Of course, he was the training area boss, so I do not know how much more intense some of the later bosses will be. And you know what, I'm gonna just die here so you can see what I mean about how it works with Dark Souls-esque. So I've lost all my bits now, which is kind of like your experience. You collect bits and then you use the bits to level up. So you'll be able to see I have now lost them all. In the top right hand corner I have 0. And basically I just need to go and touch the bits that I dropped to collect them. I don't have to interact with them in any way, shape or form. I just literally touch them. Now enemies have... The enemy AI is a bit crap, but I think it's kind of because of how clunky the game is. So there's my bits. So I've recovered them now. Now, because of how clunky the game is, I can forgive the terrible AI, because to be fair, it works in your favour. Because the game is still kind of hard at points because of, like I said, literally how clunky and just off everything is. So the fact that the AI is a bit crap, I mean, like you saw, I locked onto that guy and I was just dipping behind the corner, popping out and shooting him. It's kind of like a pattern. It's the same as like the enemies in Dark Souls and Bloodborne and stuff. You know, you work out their attack pattern, and then you block when you need to, and you can pretty much kill most enemies in that game without ever taking damage because you know their pattern. It's kind of like that, although it feels a bit more cheesy. But to be fair, like I said, why did I just use... I pressed the wrong button. The button layout is a bit awkward. Reload is X, which is a bit weird. In fact, I can show you the controls. So reload is X and interact is X. Melee is square. Use consumable is triangle, and then dodge is circle. It's a bit clunky. It's a bit weird. It doesn't feel right. You can switch it from standard to alternative, which literally just changes it from holding the left stick in to sprint to holding circle to sprint. It just seems a bit pointless to have just that one option. It would be better if you could map out all the buttons, but unfortunately you cannot. But overall, I mean, I haven't been playing long. I've been playing for 1 hour and 4 minutes total. And I am enjoying it. I'm finding it really fun, to be fair. Let's take this guy out. Oh, I think he's gonna kill me. Probably should. I didn't know he was here, to be honest. Probably if I'd have known, I would have switched to my shotgun. Now you can lock on to enemies, which makes it easier to kill them at a distance, but you won't be able to, you know, target certain parts of their body. So you want to target their head really for critical shots. I like, this is what I mean, you can kind of cheese. I just cheesed that guy. He couldn't do anything. I just sat here and just shot him and he's dead now. He didn't even manage to shoot back at that point. This is where I wish, like I said, I wish you could change shoulders, because I'm aiming over the right shoulder, which is what I like, but I do like the ability to switch shoulders, and you cannot. Although right shoulder should be fine for this guy. I don't want to run out of ammo. Oh, he's throwing a grenade. And you can pretty much dodge some of these earlier enemies, at least, by just strafing left and right. So, on a whole, like I said, I'm actually... Oh crap, I didn't realise that was so close. Thing is, the enemies will take your life away from you very quickly. I can't lock onto him yet for some reason. There we go. Right, I'm locked onto him now. I feel like there was another enemy down there somewhere. Someone's shooting at me. Oh, he's all the way over there. How does this thing work? Because he was able to shoot... Okay, so I can shoot out of this. Oh crap, hello. I heard him sneaking up on me then. On whole, like I said, the game, I really like it. Now, I've seen some of the reviews. To be honest, I picked the game up earlier and I came home and I started installing it. While it was installing, I was just looking at the reviews because I was like, well, I don't really know anything about the game. And although, you know, I've already picked it up now, I've got 2 days where I can take it back and get a refund without, you know, any worries. So I thought I'll have a look at the reviews and see just if there's any like big problems. And it didn't get the best reviews. I'm dead. It didn't get the best reviews. A lot of people were complaining, but then behind all of those crap reviews, somewhere in there they were saying it's a competent game. It's just not that good. Honestly, I kind of like it. It feels... on difficulty rating, it's not as hard as Dark Souls or anything like that. Or at least it's more like Dark Souls after you've been playing for a little while. Obviously, some of the earlier enemies then just become second nature. These enemies get to the point where I've literally just... I hate the controller mapping. I just healed myself instead of reloading again. I just automatically either press square or triangle to reload in most games, and pressing X to reload is just so unnatural that I just keep doing it by accident. I just keep using up my items. But I mean, it's as easy as this. I mean, the boss fights are where most people are going to have an issue, to be fair. You probably won't get any issues with this game really until boss fights. But I think that's pretty much all I can say about it. Honestly, like I said, like it's not an amazing game. It's not going to blow your socks off. It's a really clunky and just kind of like a poor man's Dark Souls with guns. And if I'm honest, it's enjoyable. I'm actually kind of enjoying it. There's enough of a challenge here that, you know, I don't feel that I'm really screwing myself out of much by cheesing some of these enemies. I feel that because of how clunky the game is, you will probably want to cheese a few of them. I just thought that other guy's coming. Oh, I'm dead. No, 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 no. Go, 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 go. I thought I was dead then. And I don't want to lose all of those bits. I can kill this guy. Nope. I lost all my bits. Damn it. Oh, perfect end to this video. But honestly, like, I don't know how many planets there are or anything like that. I think there are different planets you can visit. This is the first one. And, I mean, you've even got these little NPCs that you can talk to. It really does just remind me of Dark Souls, which is good. I mean, it really does have that Dark Souls, like, creepy yet just nerve-wracking feel to it. Other than that, there's not much else I can say. Honestly, this is pretty much what you're going to be doing most of the game, just wandering around, trying to. I'm going to assume that I get up there, I go around all there, and then I come down and I kick this ladder down, and that opens up a shortcut, and it's pretty much just that same gameplay that everybody's used to with Dark Souls style games, like small compressed maps where, you know, you push a bit further each time, you unlock a new shortcut, and then it makes it easier for you to get past certain bits next time, and it just literally it is literally Dark Souls with guns. It's hard to describe it as anything other than that. There's issues, like I said, which is why I definitely wouldn't recommend buying this game for more than £10, £15, $20 in the US, maybe less than that, because, you know, it's not amazingly made. It's competent. It gets the job done is basically the best way of describing it. It gets the job done. I tried to reload and I healed myself again. But it's definitely something that, to be honest, I'm actually really enjoying it. Like I said, I will probably play this quite a lot. I wouldn't mind seeing if I can actually complete it, get the platinum trophy on it, for the sake of just, I kind of like it. But that's pretty much it, folks. I'm going to head off now and I'm going to go play it some more. I'm going to carry on playing because I'm actually really enjoying it. So these were my first impressions. Maybe once I'm a bit further through, or once I've completed it, I can do like a proper review, one that won't like just crap all over it, which is what some of the others kind of do. Like, I think with games like this, you have to appreciate it's not going to be as good as Dark Souls. It's not going to be a AAA title. If I'm honest, anybody who's played like Lords of the Fallen is kind of sometimes seen as a poor man's Dark Souls. This is kind of nearly on par with that. It's clunkier than that, don't get me wrong. That game is a lot more polished, but when it comes to playability, I actually do prefer this. So That's all I can really say. Thank you for watching, folks. And if you have any questions, you can put them in the thing below, and I will try and reply, let you know anything else about the game. But other than that, like I said a few times, it's Dark Souls with guns. It's hard to really describe it as anything other than that. But thank you for watching, folks, and as always, I will see you next time.